haven't
actually, I
really
walked in on my dad jacking off one time when I was like 13.
That's awesome.
Wow. Like, that is like
what happened?
Completely out of the memory.
Oh no,
bank.
let's get it. Let's fucking go into the bank, dude.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Like
This bank.
Where was? Hold on. Set the scene for us. You're in his apartment.
I was. He still had a house at the time, and I like.
Oh, he's
in,
doing better.
Yeah, well, barely. And I went in.
That was the end of it.
Yeah, I went into his room to see if like he was going to drive me to school or whatever.
Oh, it was a morning beat
off. It was a morning. Yeah.
Oh, that's therapeutic.
And he's like completely naked on the bed.
On the bed, laying down,
and like
that's how my mom caught me.
As soon as he heard the door open, he like rolled. So he rolled, and it's like I jack off, so I know what the fuck he's doing. And he rolled, and like he was completely naked, so like the sheets caught one of his ass cheeks and just like opened his ass. And he's just looking over his open ass at me. He's like, "Yeah."
Wait, I told you
because he's like nervous because you know what. So I'm like, "Are you driving me to school?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll be done in like 10 minutes." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I just like closed the door. I don't know. In his mind, he was like, "That was a close one."
I know you never think you got caught beating off when you got caught.
I told you guys like a few years ago. We were saying I was visiting. Oh, it was my grandfather's funeral. We were in San Diego. I was staying in a hotel room. My parents had one room. My sister had a room. And I had a room next door. And we knocked on their door to see what time dinner was. And they were like taking a while. And I like looked at my sister. I was like, oh shit, dude. Like maybe. And she's like, they don't fuck. They're sleeping. And she like knocked again. And my dad just opens the door and he's wearing, this is such a dad move. He's wearing t-shirt, no pants or underpants, just stretching his t-shirt over his dick. And he goes, what the fuck do you want? And I literally, my sister stayed there. I literally ran down the hall, like this like long hotel room hall.
So they were definitely fucking?
I think they were trying to have sex.
Wait, would he walk around naked around your sister too?
No, he would do it to me. It was like a man thing.
Gotcha,
It was like a
sauna
get yelled at by your 5'5" South African father.
I fucking I remember I just had a flashback to being like I don't know, like 8 or something with my cousin. We were hanging out in his room, and I was either, it started with either me or him in the bed, and like we both had shorts on, and like so I was like underneath the cover, but I was like fully clothed.
Yeah.
And like draped the blanket over my leg, but then pulled the shorts up and then draped like the blanket over it. And I was like, "Does it look like I'm naked?" You know?
Yeah,
and we laughed. We thought it was funny, so we kept doing it. Like, does it look like I'm naked or whatever? And like it got down to where we just had underwear on, but then we were like draping it a certain way where it's like, you know, like does it look like we were like laughing hysterically? And then he was like, "I gotta go to the bathroom," so he goes down the hall into his parents' room to go to the bathroom. And fucking, I just took all my clothes off, and I like tucked the sheet through my legs and then in my ass, so that I came up and just barely covered my dick, and then like, but it was stuck in my ass. And then so like I walk in his parents' room, just dragging the sheet through my legs over my face.
You're just credit carding their sheets in your asshole. You're essentially wiping your ass with their sheets.
The bed sheet. And I'm 400 thread count.
I'm like crying laughing because this joke had been going on for like 15 minutes.
Of course.
And we're 8, so we think it's hysterical. And I go in the bathroom and he's in there with his mom, and like they're just like talking, and I'm like, "Does it look like I'm naked?" And like she's like, "What the fuck?" And then hold on, behind me, my uncle is coming down the hallway. He's like, "What the fuck?" And he's behind, so he can see my ass. The sheets
just dragging, just the whole sheet,
shoved up my ass. And I'm like, "Does it look like I'm naked?" And they were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "We're playing a game where you're supposed to look like naked." I can't really explain it.
Did he not? Did he even cover it all, or was he just like, "You're on your own"?
Yeah, no. I mean, we did weird shit like that all the time. So
yeah, I mean, it was the same with me and my cousin. You guys were around the same age.
Yeah, he was a year younger than me. So.
Me and my brothers. I was looking through I was home and for my mom's birthday, and I was looking through like old pictures and shit. And I just found a fucking picture. There's 3 pictures. Me and my brothers were all holding hands naked, each sitting on a watermelon. It was just like we were 4, 2, and 2. Just like these 2 fucking babies.
You guys get walked in on jerking?
Yes, but I had one time I like deadbolted the apartment.
So they couldn't come into their home.
Well, yeah. I was like a latchkey kid, so like my mom wouldn't get home till like 7. So I had in between 10 and like 13. It was like, okay, well I get home at 2:45. And then I masturbate until 6:59 p.m. And then my mom comes home. And then there was, but you know, it was occasionally she would come home early or something. And there was like one afternoon where I just had like everything out, like the whole like setup. I think I had like a back massager I was like using to jack my dick off with. And
rubbing your balls with it while you beat off.
yeah. I got like
vibrating your taint.
Yeah, I was just calling her Chev, like her rosary beads in my ass. It's like, just a second, and she's like, the door is deadbolted, so she's like screaming through the whole like, what are you doing in there? Why can't you open the door now? It's like a small apartment, so there's no way I'd be like, oh, I have to walk all the way through, and I'm like dropping shit. It was like banging against something, the vibrator or like the back massager. It's like hitting the bed frame. It's like, yeah, that was embarrassing, but never walked in on completely.
My mom walked in on me, and she saw it, and then she goes, it's very late. You should go to bed. And then she started laughing and left.
Really?
It was the worst.
She like looked at your dick.
I don't know if she saw. I was just like,
she licked her lips.
I like turned around and I was like, oh, my ass was.
Dude, no, I got walked in on like 3 weeks ago.
By your mom?
My grandmother. She was my fucking. I was just
as
like,
a man,
huh?
As a man, dude.
As a fucking 27-year-old man right now. I was home for Easter, and my grandmother like never leaves her room, and I'm just beating off with the door open. Or no, the door is closed, but she never leaves her room, and she just like completely uncharacteristically barges in to give me like Easter money. She's got like, I'm just like
$10
straight up cranking my hog. There is no doubt. It was
just leave it on the table.
There was no. She's like, I'll come back later.
No. Put the money down. Put the money down.
I am just beating off, dude. Like a computer. You can hear the porn.
That's great.
Like, yeah, dude.
I had a friend growing up who was like Venezuelan, and they were like weird. His family's Venezuelan, and he's like, yeah, my dad taught me how to masturbate. Like his dad like instructed him how to do it, and he would like buy porn for him and shit.
That's
and
nice.
so his family was like very sexually progressive. They just accepted that their son had to masturbate, and like he would just leave the door to his the computer room open. And it wasn't like a big house or anything. It was like there was the kitchen and then the stairs and then like the room where they had their computer. And you have the door wide open, and his mom like would just be walking by, and he would just be like masturbating. And we'd come over, and she'd be like, oh, yeah, he's upstairs. And we'd go up there and be like, hey, guys. It's like dick out, just beating off. And that's a part of their culture.